The Industrial Revolution was a time of major change, shifting production from handcraft to machines. It began in Britain around 1760 and spread worldwide. This period saw new manufacturing methods in textiles, iron production, and steam power. These innovations boosted productivity and overall economic growth. Factories became the center of production, replacing small workshops. As industries expanded, cities grew rapidly, leading to significant social and economic shifts. Industrialization led to population growth as cities attracted workers. People moved from rural areas to work in new factories, changing traditional livelihoods. This transition created job opportunities, but also raised concerns about poor working and living conditions. Urban areas became crowded with factory laborers. While income levels eventually improved, early industrial workers faced long hours, dangerous environments, and limited rights under factory owners. The Industrial Revolution brought major technological advancements. In the textile industry, spinning machines like the spinning jenny and water frame revolutionized production. James Hargreaves invented the spinning jenny, allowing operators to spin multiple threads at once. This greatly increased efficiency in fabric production and reduced manual labor. The water frame, designed by Richard Arkwright, used water-powered rollers to spin stronger, finer threads. This innovation led to the establishment of textile mills near water sources. Steam power also played a crucial role in industrial advancements. Steam engines, improved by James Watt, replaced manual labor and allowed machines to run continuously. Unlike earlier steam engines, Watt's design used a separate condenser, making it more fuel-efficient. This innovation encouraged wider industrial applications across various fields. Factories powered by steam emerged, reducing reliance on water sources. Steam-driven machines led to faster manufacturing processes, boosting productivity in numerous industries. The iron and steel industry developed rapidly due to new production methods. Coke blast furnaces, replacing charcoal, allowed for larger-scale iron and steel manufacturing. Using coke instead of charcoal increased furnace efficiency and produced stronger metal. Iron became essential for building machines, tools, and infrastructure such as bridges. The demand for iron and steel rose with industrial growth. Innovations like the puddling process refined iron, creating better quality metal for construction and machinery. Machine tools played a vital role in improving precision engineering. Standardized parts, first introduced in the late 18th century, allowed easier assembly and repair of machinery. Interchangeable parts reduced the need for custom manufacturing. Precision tools, such as the screw-cutting lathe, enabled consistent production of metal components. The widespread use of machine tools transformed various industries. Advances in metalworking allowed mass production, stimulating further innovation and industrial expansion. The factory system changed production by introducing mechanized processes. This shift increased efficiency and allowed goods to be made at a much larger scale. Workers experienced long hours and harsh conditions in factories. Many were required to work over 12-hour shifts in environments that were often dangerous and unhealthy. As factories expanded, cities grew rapidly. Urbanization brought people from rural areas, leading to overcrowded living spaces, slums, and an increase in social challenges. The factory system required a large workforce, including women and children. Many families depended on these jobs despite the poor working conditions and low wages. Machines raised productivity, but led to worker exploitation. Factory owners prioritized efficiency over worker health, increasing the risk of accidents and illness. Slums formed due to rapid city growth. These areas suffered from insufficient sanitation, disease outbreaks, and low-quality housing for laborers near industrial centers. Industrial cities became hubs of economic activity. Factories attracted investors and workers, making these places central to industrial production and commerce. Despite economic growth, living standards for many remained poor. Basic necessities such as clean water, medical care, and proper housing were not available to all. Urban life provided new opportunities, but also challenges. Pollution, crime, and inequality increased as industrial towns expanded beyond their original capacities. The Industrial Revolution saw major improvements in transportation, allowing faster and more efficient movement of goods. One key innovation was the expansion of canals. Canals were built to connect industrial centers with major trade routes. These waterways enabled the transportation of heavy goods like coal at lower costs across long distances. The Bridgewater Canal, completed in 1761, was an early example of success. It reduced transport costs and helped Manchester access coal supplies more easily, boosting industry. Roads also improved during this era. Turnpikes, or toll roads, were introduced to make road maintenance sustainable. These roads allowed faster and safer trade routes. John Macadam developed macadamized roads, which provided a smooth surface by layering small stones. This reduced travel time and made roads more durable for heavy transport. The development of better roads facilitated trade between towns and cities. Goods like textiles could now reach markets faster, supporting the expanding Industrial Revolution. The steam locomotive revolutionized land transport. Early steam engines, such as George Stephenson's rocket, allowed trains to move goods and passengers much faster. By the 1830s, railways linked industrial centers, reducing costs and increasing speed. The expansion of rail networks boosted trade and encouraged urban growth across the country. Railways helped industries like coal and steel grow. They also enabled people to commute more efficiently, leading to the rapid expansion of cities and economic development. Steam-powered ships transformed maritime trade. Earlier ships relied on wind, but steam engines allowed vessels to move consistently regardless of weather conditions or wind direction. By the 19th century, steamships improved global trade by reducing travel time across oceans. Goods could be transported faster, increasing trade efficiency and economic growth. These advancements made international shipping more predictable. This allowed businesses to expand into global markets, increasing access to raw materials and finished products. The Industrial Revolution altered the roles of workers, leading to new job opportunities and social structures. Skilled labor declined as machines replaced manual craftsmanship. A growing middle class emerged, benefiting from increased wealth and business opportunities. Entrepreneurs and professionals gained influence over economic and social policies. However, labor exploitation became widespread. Factory owners sought cheap labor, often employing children in hazardous conditions with minimal wages and long working hours. Child labor was common during the early Industrial Revolution. Young workers were employed in textile mills, coal mines, and factories, performing dangerous and exhausting tasks. Working conditions in factories were severe, with little concern for employee safety. Many laborers suffered injuries due to unsafe machinery and lack of regulations. These harsh conditions led to early labor movements. Workers began organizing protests and demanding fair wages, better hours, and safer environments in the workplace. Trade unions emerged to advocate for workers' rights. These organizations aimed to improve wages and working conditions by negotiating with employers on behalf of employees. Initially, trade unions faced resistance from factory owners and governments. Many strikes were suppressed, and workers risked punishment for demanding better treatment. Over time, legal protections for workers improved. Laws were passed to reduce child labor, set working hour limits, and establish safer conditions in industrial workplaces. Industrialization spread beyond Britain, transforming economies worldwide. Belgium led in continental Europe, adopting British techniques in coal, iron, and textiles. France had a slower transition due to political unrest, yet by the mid-19th century, its industries had advanced significantly. Railroads played a key role in this process. Germany initially lagged, lacking unified markets, but after unification in 1871, it industrialized rapidly, especially in chemicals, steel, and machinery production. In the United States, industrialization surged in the 19th century, fueled by abundant resources, growing cities, and the expansion of railroads. Mass production techniques like interchangeable parts and assembly lines revolutionized manufacturing, making goods cheaper and more accessible. American factories, especially in textiles and steel, became highly productive. Innovations such as the telegraph supported the economy's rapid growth. Japan's industrialization began in the late 19th century during the Meiji Restoration, modernizing industries to compete with Western powers. A strong government pushed reforms in infrastructure, education, and technology, enabling rapid industrial expansion. Japan built railroads, factories, and modern military industries, positioning itself as a major industrial power by the early 20th century. In contrast, regions like India and China faced industrial decline as colonial control and foreign imports disrupted traditional industries. Handmade textiles from India lost out to British machine-made fabrics, causing economic hardship for local artisans. Similarly, Chinese manufacturing suffered as imported goods outcompeted local products, reinforcing dependence on Western economies. The Industrial Revolution caused significant environmental damage, with factories releasing smoke and chemicals into the air. Water pollution also increased as industries dumped waste into rivers. Poor sanitation and overcrowded cities led to the rapid spread of diseases. Contaminated water and poor hygiene caused outbreaks of cholera and typhoid, affecting thousands of people. Efforts to improve public health included better sanitation systems and clean water supplies. Governments introduced health measures to reduce disease, improving hygiene and urban living conditions. Early environmental laws aimed to reduce pollution caused by industries. The Alkali Acts of 1863 were among the first laws to regulate the harmful emissions from chemical factories. These laws marked the beginning of modern environmental protection, requiring industries to lower harmful gases. Over time, governments enacted more regulations to control pollution. Despite regulations, industrial pollution continued for decades. The struggle between economic growth and environmental responsibility became a key debate in future industrial policies. The Industrial Revolution led to the rise of modern economies by introducing mass production and improving efficiency. Increased output transformed industries, boosting global trade. This period saw changes in social structure, with the middle class expanding as factory owners and merchants gained wealth. Meanwhile, rural workers moved to cities in search of jobs. Continuous advancements in technology, such as steam power and mechanized manufacturing, shaped industries. These innovations helped create extensive global markets and industrial economies. The shift from manual labor to mechanized work altered the nature of employment. Many workers had to adapt to structured factory environments, often facing harsh conditions. These changes also influenced labor laws and social movements. Workers organized protests and unions to demand better wages, working hours, and safer conditions in the growing industries. Over time, governments implemented labor regulations, helping improve workers' rights. These efforts laid the foundation for modern labor laws that still influence employment policies today. Advancements from this era remain crucial in shaping today's industries. The development of transport networks and new energy sources supported large-scale economic growth worldwide. Many modern technologies, such as automation and digital innovation, build upon Industrial Revolution principles. These improvements continue to drive industrial efficiency in global markets. The lasting impact is evident in modern factories, logistics, and mass communication methods. Industrialization's legacy remains a key factor in technological progress and economic expansion.